Hi, my name is Olivia.
We know your name.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to redo that.
No, I can edit it. Go ahead.
And I picked a few of my favorite art pictures on the computer. And I have 100 of them, but it would take a really long time to show you all of them.
So here's a few of my favorites.
You know what my biggest problem is? I'm constantly daydreaming about what I want my life to be. I'm not achieving anything by doing that. I could be just making my life what I want it to be instead of thinking about doing it. It's a hard cycle to break out of. I think everyone goes through what I'm going through to different extents, probably. The difference between me and my age group and a lot of people is I've had a 2-year period, maybe 2.5 years, to figure out my shit. Maybe you are in the same place that I am. Maybe you're thinking about what your life could be and you are addicted to wishing it was something different. The world is a really weird, confusing place right now for a lot of people, especially younger people who are just getting their footing in the world. But genuinely, even though it's been weird and undescribable for like the last 2 years, I've started to see it as a bit of a gift. I've changed a lot as a person. I think I'm the best version of myself I have ever been, and I'm excited to keep becoming a better version of myself. A good portion of that is due to the time I've had to think about what I'm doing and if I'm on the right course or not. I spent a lot of time too trying to decide what type of creator I want to be as well, and that's also been a huge detriment to progressing as a creator. I've finally reached the point where I'm like, I'm going to do whatever I want. The best advice I've learned recently is to look at your life as if you were an employee working for a company. Would you be paying yourself a decent sum of money for what you're spending your time doing? How are you spending your time? Because if you're working a job just to pay bills, then that money that you make is just going directly to your bills. All you're doing is giving that job your time. And people have to do that. That's just the reality of things. But if you took that concept and applied it to the free time that you do have and how you're spending it, then are you giving your time to something that's truly going to help you actualize what you want for your life?
And over by this computer you can see, and don't mind my brother Owen, he just has a train. But what I am doing is, first, before I start my picture, I'm going to click this button that says A, and I click on this, but I just click on the keyboard, and I just spell this. I copied this book off here. It's called Witch. It's a chapter book, but I can't really read it yet. see, it spells witch. Now I'm gonna spell something else over here. W-I-L-L. It's kind of like the boy in my class. His name is Will. He's kind of funny a little bit. Now I'm going to write my name down here with the letters I have. Now I'm gonna start to draw the picture. Here's this little circle, and it tells you, and if I clicked on this 2 times, it shows you 2 other colors you need that it doesn't have. So, the way to do it, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna make a big circle, like that, right there. And I'm gonna zoom in with this little mine glass. I'm gonna make the hair now. Her hair is really red.
Well, while you're doing this, we can look at the slideshow of some of your other pictures, and we'll come back and see how your picture turned out. Okay, Libby?
Okay.
Why does 5-year-old me have more confidence in presenting herself than I do? She knows exactly what she's talking about. She's in control of the situation. She's directing the energy in her space 100%. When did I lose that? I've had this video, like several others, on the back burner for months now. To be honest, this idea has probably been on the back burner for several years because it's something that I've always struggled with, which is I am addicted to starting my life over. Whenever the opportunity arises, or if I get bored in my current situation, etc., etc. I'm someone who is always looking for something new. I have trouble committing to large projects because halfway through them I get bored, or I get another idea and want to work on that idea instead of whatever I'm working on at the time. I think that's also why I've always struggled to actually upload YouTube videos. Everything I want to make or tackle or talk about is not something simplistic, or I take something simplistic and make it extremely complicated, or think way too hard about it and my brain goes faster than my mouth, etc., etc. The funny thing about me is I have an issue committing to large projects, but I can't do small projects. Anything I want to do for myself in the artistic field, I end up going way too hard on, and I can't help it. But like, since I go way too hard on it, the project becomes intimidating and overwhelming, and then I don't want to do it anymore. But I literally cannot. Every single thing I've done, either professionally or just as a hobby for my own portfolio work or just for fun, every single one of those things, it's like, what if I did this? Like, what if I made this 10 times harder than it needs to be? But it would look so much cooler and it would be this much more rewarding. However, it's gonna take twice as long and it's gonna be this intimidating, and you're probably gonna take like 8 or so months to finish it. I talk about that because it seems like I approach my life the exact same way. Commitment is a very difficult thing for me when it comes to a life path. As soon as I feel like I'm getting too comfortable somewhere, I feel like I need to get up, close the door behind me, open a new door, and start over. That footage beforehand was from 2022, maybe a month or 2 before I made a big change to my life too, so coincidences, right? I still do feel all those things, but what's great about that footage and the fact that I have it to begin with is I feel like those statements I made hold more true now than they did at the time. I'm a lot more content with who I am and the path that I've put myself on. I feel like I have a lot more direction since I even took that footage. When I had that footage, I was optimistic and had direction in what I wanted to do, but even now, I feel like I have that even more so, which is really great. We have quite the epidemic of young people not knowing what to do with their lives, or where to start, how to follow the path. Sorry, we've got like crazy storms. I keep getting distracted. How to set a path and follow it. Taking the first steps and being okay with the idea of failure are probably the hardest parts into going on your own personal journey to wherever you want to end up in life. I've always felt like I've had a general idea of what I wanted to do, but now it seems a bit more solidified, and that's exciting. And I feel like it's taken so long for it to solidify. And my patience, I just have so little of it, and I'm really trying hard to have more of it. And that's been paying off, just having that patience and that faith. that things were going to work out not only how I wanted them to, but even better than I could have thought they would. The other hard pill to swallow is that pretty much 98% of the time, when the good things do happen to you, they don't happen to you how you imagined or even close to how you thought they would happen. But you realize that they happened after the fact and you're like, oh, that was that thing I was looking for. Which all circles around to the great message that the best currency is gratitude. Being grateful in spite of your suffering. I've kind of just accepted that it's my nature to want change pretty often, and then funny enough, when the change does roll around, I don't want it. I get so comfortable in whatever I'm doing, even though it's not fulfilling, that when it does come, I get nervous and scared. It's like the anticipation after lightning strikes. You're waiting for that thunder to clap and just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then either it's loud and you're not expecting it, or it's quiet and distant. I know New Year's resolutions can get corny, and then when you don't follow through with them, it's like, oh, why did I do that? What was the point? But I challenge you, maybe minus the ritual of a New Year's resolution, to commit to something for the year. Just one thing. For me last year, it was fitness. It was one of the best decisions I could have ever made for myself. I've learned that I really enjoy working out, which if you talk to 5-year-old me or older would tell you that they wanted nothing to do with any of that. That's not true. 5-year-old me liked sports. It was anything after that where I wanted nothing to do with gym class, anything, sports, whatever. I was a recluse. But that was my commitment last year. It was up and down. I gained and lost weight. I didn't go to the gym sometimes. It was very imperfect, but it happened. This year I have a few things on the docket, but again, I'm kind of just rolling with them, having those commitments in the back of my head, but not putting too much pressure on myself to do it or else I've failed. And hey, that's another thing. Failure, even though it sucks, is so good for you. I'm not trying to preach or get monologue-y here. Again, head moves faster than mouth, so thoughts just keep rolling. I guess since we're talking about resolutions, maybe I should make a new one right now. Commit to what I want to make, because I know how rewarding it is when I finish these projects, and if I commit to them, they'll get finished. In a timely manner, I don't know about that. So far, I'm doing pretty okay. I have a list of things I want to do, and it sits in front of my face pretty much most of the time as a constant and slightly gentle reminder that I want to accomplish these things. The philosophy that I study on a regular basis, or has made a huge impact on my life, is always talking about reinventing yourself, or always looking to be something better than you were the previous day, previous year, previous month, etc. I think I take that to the extreme subconsciously with how much I'm looking to change my life on a regular basis, or looking for something new and exciting and fulfilling. But I think it is important to always be looking to be a better you. I'm not making excuses for myself. I'm trying to evaluate why I'm the way I am and why I've always been this way, and no, I'm gonna work on making commitments, and the excuse is not that I have one foot out the door constantly, because I do. With further evaluation, I don't really necessarily see that as a bad thing. The only negative thing coming from that is the lack of commitment. I want to be better about that. I want to finish these projects. Not get intimidated by things that seem like they're mountingly big, like producing a short film. And being okay with the fact that I go pretty hard and extra. Don't worry, I actually am decent about compromise though. I've always been pretty good about compromising on ambitious ideas, so I've got that going for me at least. Anyways, this was kind of a rambly one, but it was fun to edit and fun to compile all of this footage that I've had for like months when I just needed to get some thoughts out. So I guess we're doing this now. Again, I have some other projects I'm committed to finishing and excited to upload. I hope you guys are having a good... He doesn't even work. I hope you guys are having a good February. I hope you have a good rest of the month, good rest of the year. I'll talk to you before the year's up. I'm for real this time. I'm not gonna just make one video all year and then disappear off the face of this platform like I used to, like I have for as long as I've wanted to do this. It's happening. I'm making it happen. I'm 25 years old. It's happening. What are you committed to this year? Talk to people about it. Share it. It feels good to talk about it. Get some friends to do the same thing with you. Get the grinds. Exercising is good for your head. Trust me, it's so good. Not only is it good for your body, it's good for your head, man. Now I gotta commit to ending this video. I gotta commit to finding an outro. I'm just gonna sign off like that, I think.
I'm finished with my picture now. Now you can see it. Ta-da! It's a picture of a witch. I finished it by I did this. I did the hair. See, I made the lines. And I did this by making stripes. And you can see my name down there, which Will.
And who is that?
This is Will. It's a book. It's this girl in the middle with the red hair on this book.
Okay, good job, sweetie.
It's ready. Now can we do the art show?